The nearest he got was the 75 semi-final. Could this be Barcelona's year at last? They've crowded in, as they always do, in the Nou Camp Stadium to see if Barcelona can do better against Sparta Prague, the tough Czech outfit, than Glasgow Rangers or the pre-season favourites for the European Cup, Olympique Marseille, managed to do, because Sparta Prague have truly done this the hard way in getting to the latter stages of the European Cup. Only a very brave man would have backed them to reach the final 8 in Europe. Conquerors of Rangers and Marseille. They're also missing two outstanding players still not eligible. Josef Čovanec, the Czech captain, international captain, returned from PSV Eindhoven, but must wait till the new year to join the European campaign. And Jelinek, the ex-Hajduk Split player, who's returned home to Czechoslovakia, but is also ineligible, having played against Tottenham Hotspur in the early stages. But suffice to say, all but a couple of Sparta Prague starting lineup are international quality players. Mister getting the ball forward, and Barcelona could break out now. Baquero forward. And I wonder if Goycochea hasn't earned a corner. Yes, he has. But it wasn't very well taken. And Hornak with a great deal of time to bring it away. Showing good composure to the young defender in what must be one of the biggest games he's played in his career so far. Vicka did well to cover. Back to Zubizarreta, and he swings it away immediately. Barcelona must make the pace on home territory. Baquero, scorer of the vital goal against Kaiserslautern to keep Barcelona in the European Cup in the last round. It was hit from distance, but didn't really look as though Goycochea could trouble. There's Johan Cruyff. Cruyff's had to have a rethink in the build-up. Guillermo Amor is back after his 5-match European suspension, but missing suspended in his place the Bulgarian striker Christos Stoichkov. So Barcelona have had to shake things around a little bit. Let's see how they acquit themselves. They've been occasionally brilliant in recent weeks, especially on home territory. After a very shaky start to the season, they've been attacking and scoring goals all over the place. We'll see how they go tonight. Goycochea claims he was fouled, and Koeman's free kick is the proof that he was. Maybe something here early on. It was close, very close. Baquero's header just over the top. Cucleta. Beautiful ball. Lavichka stretching Barcelona. Amor covering. But Barcelona having to be quick to pull men back here. The signs of quality again about the Sparta Prague beginning to this match. That's clever. Very clever. Cucleta again. Oh! Friedek, I suppose he couldn't believe the time and space he had. And Zubizarreta asking big questions of his defence. That's a better touch by Friedek. He went for the return too. It was well seen by Serna. And Ronald Koeman. Vicka, the very fluid Barcelona. You'll find players popping up where you least expect them, like Vicka here, with so much space. Excellent first save, but it's tucked away expertly by Amor. Great start for Barcelona. Vicka's run from deep, he wasn't picked up, confusing the marking, and that created the overlapping space. Amor following in. Kuba made a first save of high quality, but the ball didn't stick. Crucially, it didn't stick, and Amor eats up the rebound. Novotny on the line couldn't stop it. So Barcelona in the driving seat early on. Just the start they would have wished. Nando. Koeman will drive them forward now. Baquero claims he was fouled, but the referee was right there. Referee Nielsen from Denmark. Oh, big mistake by Nando. Oh. Now, even on home territory, technically this is a sending off offence. And I think it might be Amor who's committed that foul on the breaking player, Friedek. And indeed, it must be a sending off offence. Any player this season, remember, there was so much confusion at the start of the season, but players know the rules inside out, and any player... A break off because they've taken full advantage. And how? Vrabec is equalised. And if that isn't justice, summary justice, what is? Amor gets sent off for committing the foul, and from the ensuing free kick, it's one apiece. Vrabec, the goal scorer. And for a defender, he gets his fair share of goals. He also scored against Olympique Marseille in the last round. So Amor pays a heavy price for bringing down a player in the goal-scoring position. They're at 6s and 7s. Again, Zubizarreta going crazy. Eventually he got a block in. And Barcelona must settle down. Guardiola, the youngster of the team at 20. Vichka held on well. Nando, whose mistake started all the trouble. Laudrup breaks off. Oh, and drifts beautifully past his man. He's so good at that. Nando got a piece of it. But Kuba held on. Number 2, Ludek Mikloško for Czechoslovakia. Koeman drives it in, off the line. Barcelona have come back well. And Hornak gets it clear, but Sparta Prague's defending is going to need to be sharper than this. Having done so well to get level, they're in danger of squandering the ground that they've made up. Baquero beaten out of it, but Barcelona are getting their little passing movements going again. And they've earned a free kick here. Kuba organises. Everybody back for Sparta Prague. Vichka's over it. Wouldn't be surprised if Ronald Koeman isn't far away. Here he is. But Barcelona getting the ascendancy again, now down to 10 men, remember. Guillermo Amor sent off just after scoring the opening goal. Koeman might come all the way through to Baquero. One player missed it, the second player didn't, and Michael Laudrup restores Barcelona's lead on the half hour. Marvellous riposte from the 10 men. They're so clever at making space. Baquero had oceans of space in the box. Begaristan's almost completely missed his kick, but it didn't matter for Barcelona. Begaristan, or maybe he let it go, who knows. Kuba beaten by Michael Laudrup. They love to live dangerously, Barcelona. They were very nearly out against Kaiserslautern in the last round. Baquero getting them through very, very late on indeed with the away goal. But away goals will mean nothing from now on, remember. Oh, this beautiful football. Baquero left his foot in quite needlessly there. But they're making up in commitment and passion, Barcelona, for the loss of their player Amor sent off. And they do have this ability to really get stuck into the opposition with this very, very partisan crowd behind them, and they're doing it here. Good cover though by Sparta. Lots of know-how around Sparta Prague. Long list of quality players produced by this club, and there's plenty of quality around in what's left on the park. Player goes down, no penalty. So it looks like half-time, and Barcelona, who love to live dangerously, have certainly packed in the action for a neutral supporter in the first half. They lead 2-1, they're down to 10 men, and Sparta Prague look like giving a good account of themselves in the second half. leading by 2-1 at half-time against Sparta Prague. And there has been no shortage of incident, to say the very least. Neither side, remember, despite their great traditions domestically, looks like being a championship winner this season, so this may very well represent their best chance. Sparta Prague, 5th domestically, Slovan Bratislava leading the Czech league, and Barcelona are still trying to recover from an appalling start to the league season. And the league championship seems gone, certainly already, for them. So the European Cup takes on even greater importance. But what a feat it would be for Johan Cruyff to bring the European Cup to one of the biggest clubs in Europe in every sense financially, and thus fit in the one empty space in the club's marvellous trophy room at the Nou Camp. Laudrup drifts away from people as though they're not there. Nemecek got the header, and it was a very important one, and Hornák carried it out very well. Good ball aimed at Ziegel, he was the runner. Kukleta. Lovely tackle from Vrabec, scored the first goal for Sparta Prague. And Friedek. Levicka. Getting plenty of men forward, Sparta Prague. And they're just every so often they show that they're not very far from making a breakthrough themselves. Certainly they're equipped to be up with the best sides in Europe. There is no fluke attached to them getting past Glasgow Rangers and Marseille, that much is clear. Foul on Baquero by Novotny. Good effort off the bar, and eventually it's scrambled clear. Richka's free kick. Good pressure from Barcelona. They're turning the screw here. Vicka. Vrabec got a half clearance. Still they can't clear it fully, and it keeps going back to the blue shirts. Goycochea. Goycochea again. That seems to be, you can hear the huge sigh around the Nou Camp, and you know without looking that it's gone astray. And you don't need to have superlative hearing to work out what Johan Cruyff was probably saying. Now Goycochea with a chance to redeem himself. He's much better going for a goal like that, and he almost squeezed it through. Kuba. Vrabec forward. Koeman won both his challenges, importantly, for Barcelona. And then it was beautifully seen by Vicka. Growing in confidence, the Dutchman. Something here, must be something here. Will it go? Yes, it will, for 3-1. And it's Baquero who has filled the hole left by Amor's expulsion. Like a quality player, he's really taken responsibility. And no greater responsibility, there's Amor, no greater responsibility can you take than to score the goal which should give you the victory at 3-1 on the hour. Well made by Bergristan, who drew the keeper. Amor strong enough, correction. Baquero strong enough to shake off Nemec and finish it. Now will Sparta politely fold up and die, or will they come back again? Friedek did well, did very well. Could be something here, there's got to be. They're still in it. Václav Nemecek, the skipper. He brings them back again. They just don't know when they're beaten, Sparta Prague. They've looked like going out in the past this season, and they've come back, and they've done it again here. There's lots of courage about this football club. Here it is again. Zubizarreta hopelessly stranded, getting into a tangle with Nando. Nadal on for Goicoechea. Laudrup, 3 in front of him, and there were too many of them. And Sparta Prague still look like they could save this game. And for a side and a club who've lost players of the quality of Skuravi and Hasek, Steskal, Bilek, Kabala in the last year, all players who featured in the World Cup campaign for Czechoslovakia in 1990, they've done pretty well. Excellent tackle by Serna. Players going down all over the place. And there's going to be a respite. The Czechs are making substitutions as well. Just overran it. So both substitutions made now for Barcelona. Juan Carlos for Begaristan, Miguel Angel Nagal for Goicoechea. But both Goicoechea and Begaristan have worked tirelessly as Barcelona have tried to make light of being down to 10 men, and they've done a very good job. And if Barcelona can hang on, it'll be a famous victory. Vichka carrying it well. And Baquero got flattened completely. Ronald Koeman. Well, it never looked like going in, but it will give breathing space. And into the dying few minutes now. Nemec, still Sparta try to come back. Nemecek, score of the second goal. Could he do it again? Zubizarreta got everything right that time. A bit flummoxed when it went to that position for the second goal, but he certainly had to think about it, and he got everything right there. Good break though again, Nemec. Again they're caught. Barcelona slightly short of manpower down the right side, and it should be a corner to Sparta. Final throw of the dice by Dusan Urhin. Mister and Lavica off. Czerny and Mata on. Forward players for defenders. And have they done something to create a goal? No. Or at least not yet. Nemec. Zubizarreta came and got there. And they're all looking at the referee and saying to Mr. Nielsen, please blow your whistle, but there's no sign of it yet. And still Barcelona's agony goes on. Baquero, who's been everywhere, gets a foot in. And Koeman slows it down, and he will slow it down too. Nemec, whistles going up all over the Nou Camp. Is that the last throw of the dice? Cucleta's cross going into the crowd. Will Amor be relieved of the burden of responsibility? Free kick. And Laudrup goes down too, like a collapsed house. And Barcelona have worked the pressure off them. Free kick, and you've no doubt Sparta will run to get the ball and get it back quickly. Kuba sent out to do the job. And the tension really is dreadful for the Barcelona supporters. They so desperately want to succeed in Europe. Clever play by Laudrup, drifting away again, and he'll drift off into the corner. Did it well. Runs out of play, but it doesn't matter. And still Mr. Nielsen says no, and eventually he says yes. And the Barcelona players raise their hands or slump to the ground because they've worked extremely hard. Nobody harder than Jose Maria Baquero, who's led by example and who got perhaps the decisive goal to make it 3-1. But the 10 men of Barcelona have beaten the 11 of Sparta Prague. A thrilling attacking game it was.